Ghost! He's freaking gone. Whew. He got me in my jammies, too. So vulnerable. Okay. Doors are opening. I didn't want them to. But that must mean something. It means something. What does it mean? Paranormal. No. Who tagged me? Who? Oh, Ashleigh, you did this. Why you do this? Why you do this to me? Oh, God. Okay, so I got tagged again. I guess every time I get tagged, something has to happen. Okay, let's find out what these set of questions are, and let's get to business. And I don't want to be tagged again for horror. Give me a action or a sci-fi. I'll do that. I'll do this for the benefit. Okay, let's look at these questions. Here we go. First question, and I hope to God I don't get interrupted by something scary. I'm provoking it. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. What is your favorite opening scene in a horror film? Well, despite me not seeing that many horror films, I'm not the best judge for them. I would say that with the ones that I do see, with me being incredibly picky, I'd have to go with the 2018 version of It. Say what you will. I mean, I know some people loved the film, and I know some didn't really get it, didn't think it was all that scary. But for me, I felt like it hit all its right marks. I was entertained. I was freaked out a little bit. And I think it did its job. And it didn't have to be scary for me. It was just unsettling and disturbing. And that was good enough for me. I love the beginning where it has that strange little lullaby. I enjoy Pennywise's character very much. I think that he had a lot to bring into the role. And do I have to really talk about that beginning scene? It kind of freaks me out a little bit. There's like this little lullaby going on, and it... Okay. Where's the remote? Where's the remote? I can't find it. Shall we press on? I'm fine. What are your top 3 horror movie quotes? Funny enough, since you're still on. Okay, so since it's on the mind, I actually like the beginning of when Pennywise is introduced. He goes like this.
Hello, Georgie. What a nice boat. Do you want to bet? You look like a nice boy. Do you have any friends?
I rather enjoyed that moment. It was just like you got immediate feel for Pennywise's character, and you just can't help but want to imitate him. And he's freaky, and it was cool. I love that quote. It is what it is. Another one goes to Hannibal Lecter's Silence of the Lambs, but it's not the scene that you're thinking of. Yes, he talks about the fava beans, and he does that weird thing, and yeah, that's great, but that's not what got me. In fact, I could care less about that, though, you know, it does set up his character very well. I love mostly the scene where he's asking Clarice,
Tell me, Clarice, have the lambs stopped screaming?
and that pretty much just stuck with me ever since. Now, this last one's a bit tougher because it's not a movie. In fact, it's from a TV show, and I'm pretty sure some of you are prepared to roll your eyes. Some of them are like, ooh, okay. I'm going to take one from Doctor Who, and It's basically this scene where the Doctor is trapped in a time frame which he cannot get out of because of the Weeping Angels. The Weeping Angels are what he says they are quantum locked. They can't move if you're looking at them. So if you're not, they can move as quickly as they want, and they can take you back in time and make you pretty much live to death. Well, we've got these other two characters where they're kind of stuck in the middle of this. They need to help the Doctor, and they need to also help themselves. But he has some parting advice for them, and it goes like this. And that's it, I'm afraid. There isn't any more from you on the transcript. I don't know what stopped you talking, but I can guess. They're coming. The angels are coming for you. But listen, your life can depend on this. Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They're faster than you can believe. Don't turn your back. Don't look away. And don't blink. Good luck. Basically what all that means, they're stuck where they're at. They can't get out of this. They have very little to no resources. They have no way of really calling for help. And anytime they do, they end up getting in deeper troubles. So it was just fascinating the way that entire thing was constructed. It went from funny to serious to very informative, and then you're like, oh shit, things just got real, and it was really, really cool. What version of The Shining do you prefer, book version or the film version? Never read the book, never watched the movie, and I know some of you are like, what? But at least for me, I had no interest in seeing the movie. There was a scene that I did see where Hilarion was just straight up killed, and that actually is what really got me. I think that was just kind of like a little excessive for my taste, especially at the time that I saw it. But just because I didn't see either one and didn't like something, it kind of disqualifies me a little bit, and I understand that. Actually, I do have an answer. It's just not within this question, and I'm going to cheat a little bit and say I like the TV movie a lot more. I like how they were a little bit more faithful to the book from what I understand. I like how Hilarion, who came in, got hit with a croquet mallet rather than an axe. It felt better for me, I guess. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't really care about either version because I don't have a lot of time to read, and when I do read, it takes me a while. And then when it comes to the movie that it's critically acclaimed, hailed, and all that stuff, that's great, but I didn't really care that much, and maybe one day I will see it. Favorite creature in a horror film? Okay, so when it comes down to favorite creatures in horror films, I have plenty of them, but I also think that their best concepts are what come from here, and their best intentions that come on paper. Then everything else does get lost by the wayside. You realize in practicality, some of it is not possible. Other times you don't have the money or the budget. And their best intentions are in the beginning, but they get watered down, dulled down by whatever is left to make that reality come true. And for me, it's very narrowed down because, like I said, I don't see that many horrors, and I'm very picky. So, I mean, the last time I saw something like this was actually someone's best intentions to make a zombified T-Rex. And I saw that on a cover, and I'm like, that looks cool, but I bet you it looks terrible in the film. But I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it, and I can't judge it based on that, but it does look like a B movie ready to be a C. But I'd say the best creature design that I had seen and actually come out in the concept was from The Babadook. It's a creature that I feel that actually makes you reflect more within inside yourself, and that's even scarier. And then when you see less of this creature and all that stuff, it makes you wonder where it's at. And then when you do see it, you see different forms of it, and it's intimidating, it's off-putting, and it's surprising, and I love that. So all in all, I think The Babadook is my favorite. Is it the best? Probably not, and maybe not for you. But I would say that it does have its charms. What is a horror movie that you hate despite everyone loves? This is a tough one, and I think I'm definitely disqualified from this because, one, I'm picky. I don't see that many horror movies. Two, I pretty much love or like anything that I see that if it interests me long enough. It does its job, it makes me scared, or it makes me think it does this or does that, and that's fine. But there's not much that I could say that ends up making me feel like I hate this film. I get that everyone else does. There are plenty of them, like, that don't qualify as horror, and they're more thriller or crime or anything like that, and people loved it, and I just didn't. And I don't know. I don't think I really qualify for this question, because I usually just like or love a lot of things. What the? Power outage or anything. This is getting freakier and freakier by the minute. I'm telling you right now, I do not like these horror tags. Right. Okay. I'm feeling that maybe I can get through the rest of this without something wrong going, but I don't know. I'm a little freaked out. So, if you were in a horror movie situation, who would you want to pair up with for your survival? Okay, two things. The way I'm looking at this, it's mostly the way I'm looking at it. If I had a chance to even go out with a bunch of friends, I'd make sure I would go out with the right crowd so that we're all ready for whatever comes our way. And mostly, I would carry something with me that is concealed. It wouldn't, be known, and I wouldn't tell anybody that I have it, because I would want it to be a surprise that I have it, so I can save someone or myself and get the heck out of there, because the moment you make it known that you got this and you're going to use it for any moment, it sets you almost up for failure, and I don't like that. So I like to keep it to myself, surprise somebody that I have it, find our way out and be done. There's that one, and then the other one, I just won't go because I got high anxiety anyway, so my fight or flight is going to be definitely it's going to be there before I ever get there, so I'm just going to be like, you all have fun. I ain't going to be that one guy that ends up triggering the next set of events, so you have fun. Send me some pictures. Will be good. If you were given creative control of your favorite horror film, what would you change about it? See, now, this is easy because it's the first thing that comes to mind. In all honesty, I wouldn't change a thing for The Conjuring, but there is one moment that I was like, you didn't need to put that in there. I think it would have been sold if it was a little bit more to the point. And there's this thing where, you had the mother looking down the stairwell in the basement. You could see that there's only as much of the lighting from the mat she can get, and you could see just only barely the bottom of the stairwell. And then suddenly you hear, "Want to play a game?" And there go the clapping. And yeah, that was great. That was amazing. But I don't think it would have worked. No, okay, so it did work, but I don't think it should have needed that level of treatment to be scary. I think if she's just looking down there and then you just see hands come up next to her and then clap, I think that would have been much more effectively scary than saying, "Hey, let's warm them up," and then scare them in that split second. I just think no voice would have been a better choice. We got 3 more questions. Let's get through this, and let's hope for the best, that I get tagged into Sci-Fi or in Action. Anyway, what are 2 favorite artwork covers in your collection but are terrible films? I don't have any. Usually the artwork kind of goes by unnoticed by me unless I find it, complimenting what I already knew about the film. At this point, I don't really own anything that I hate just because of a cover. I have 2 films that sadly I cannot get rid of, so that should tell you something. The Exorcist: The Beginning and Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist. Both 2 same films, but just told differently. And I'm okay with the Rennie Harlin version, but it's just okay. I, for the life of me, can't watch the other one. But that's for the next question over. But yeah, those 2 are just the only ones that I can't really get through. it's just is what it is. Dominion, just yeah. Let's move on to the next question, which is pretty much related to the same thing. What is a movie that you try to watch but you can't get through no matter how hard you try? Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist. Honestly, I can't finish it. It's not that it's terrible, it's just always something comes up, I end up getting distracted, and the film doesn't hold me nearly as much as it should, and I'm just kind of like, meh, just meh. And that I think these two questions were kind of married for me. So then we come down to the last question. What horror movie do you want to own but don't? I said this in my last one, and I sadly do not own it, and if you don't like it, that's fine, but I found it quite enjoyable. Freddy vs. Jason. This movie is just so interesting to me. It's kind of charming, it's kind of silly, it's very dopey, but it was my first experience in understanding crossovers. It was interesting to see how they married two franchises, owned by the same company, I'm guessing, and they merged them, and I found it clever that Freddy needed Jason to kind of build up the reputation once again, so that way Freddy can start his nightmares again. And I liked that a lot, and it had its fun moments, it had its Jason moments and Freddy moments, and I'd love to just see it again. It's stupid good fun, and I'm all for it. So guys, this is the end of the horror tag. That was 10 questions. I answered them to the best of my abilities, despite the paranormal activity in my jammies with little curls in the back of my head. This was so unexpected. I would have prepped better, I promise. But what do you guys think? Do you think I should tag you? If you want to, go ahead. I kind of suck at tagging, so I would think that if you want to do this, just go for it. I am terrible at tagging because I always find the people who are too busy. So just go for it. I tag you. So if you want to do it, let me know. I'm on Twitter. I'll have that down below. Let me know that you've done it, and I will retweet you and all that kind of good stuff. I think it'd be good fun. But all in all, if you like what you've seen here and want to see more, please like, share, comment, subscribe. It'll be all better for it because I'll love your support and I'll love you for it. And I just really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, until next time, please tag me in something action or sci-fi.